Father, we pray that you would be with us and guide and direct us. Show us what you would have us do, how you would have us do it. Help us to serve others better. Father, we pray that you would be with the family of Otis. Comfort them during this time with their loss. And we pray, Father, that you bless this food and the nourishment of our bodies. And we ask these things, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Before we get to the pledge salute, if you'll give me just a moment. Recent passing of Mr. Ed Townsend. If you will, please keep his family and his work family in your thoughts and prayers. Grove Community lost a great man on the 2nd this year. So, yes, we were competitors, but I valued every single thing that came out of his mouth. He did a lot of great things for us, so please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Now for the pledge salute. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Our Sergeant of Arms today is our very own Judy Mack.
Thank you for that warm welcome. Members, get out $1. Everyone is contributing today except for the guests, because you should be proud to be a member of this great organization. The money that we use, that we collect here today, goes to our scholarship fund, and we will see a lot of the recipients of that scholarship fund today. As Serena mentioned, we've lost 2 great supporters of Rotary within the last month, Otis Winters and Ed Townsend. Otis Winters and Tom Riggs were instrumental in establishing the Grove Rotary Foundation in 2009. This allowed our club to access tax-exempt donations. Our foundation supports 12 college scholarships and 4 VOTEC scholarships, and also this year the charitable giving, which was also instrumental in the Grove Rotary Foundation. This year we're giving out $100,000 this year through our charitable grants. So we thank those 2 individuals for their insight and their thoughts and all their time that went together to establish the Grove Rotary Foundation. Also, Ed Townsend and the Bank of Grand Lake have been our title sponsor of Lobster Fest since the beginning in 2010. We want to thank them for their support and hopefully their ongoing support. Their belief in Rotary and what our club can and will do for the community has always been unwavering. Their leadership in the community and to a lot of us has been invaluable. With that being said, our club is always looking for people to lead our club and take it to the next level. If you're interested in serving on the foundation or the club board or serving as president, please see Carol LaRue. She's somewhere around here. Carol, stand up. Is Tom Riggs here?
No.
I haven't seen Tom. If you're interested in serving, please see Carol, and we will look forward to anyone who is interested. Thank you very much.
Our students of the month for January is Xander Schartz and Piper Wire. And we also brought back, we also brought back with us Chris Casey Kennedy Matthews. Let's do this again. Happy New Year. This is like Groundhog Day.
Hello, I am Kennedy Matthews. And I was the December Rotary Student of the Month. I didn't get to spend as much time with you as I wish I would, but honestly, it was more than enough just getting to see all the amazing stuff you get to learn and do and talk about, from AI, Dolly Day, or Life Jacket Program. It was all just so incredible to see that and see what goes on behind the scenes to the stuff that affects me every day, especially being a student. But more than that, I just enjoyed getting to meet all of you. I mean, there were a couple faces that I knew, but just getting to see how friendly and welcoming and inviting you were, that was really the most incredible part. So yeah, I had a great time, and thank you very, very much for having me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Trey Kirkland. I was also one of the December Students of the Month. I just wanted to say thank you guys for this opportunity. It was amazing getting to hear about the possibility of like how AI could evolve, especially because with the career that I'm pursuing in, it's actually going to be a very instrumental part of the career. It's going to be huge with the evolution of it. So thank you guys for letting me be here this month. And if you aren't sick of me yet, I hope that I see all of you guys again later this year whenever I come back with the Frog Robotics organization.
So, nice to meet you all. I am Piper Byer, the daughter of Kristen and Jason Byer. And some of you may know Jack Byer. He's my grandpa. And I will be going into business, and I'm thinking of computer science as a field with the new, because I've recently joined a robotics team. I'm a part of their programming section, and I've been really enjoying it, and I'm very interested in pursuing a career that's focused on both finance and computer science. And I'm thinking of going to OSU and KU to pursue those. I'm still trying to figure out everything. And I am a part of our drama program here in Grove. And I'm a part of speech. I'm a part of Frog Robotics. And I also do dancing on the side. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and I've really enjoyed it. So thank you so much.
Hello everybody, my name is Xander Sharks. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for having me this month. I am a senior at Grove High School. My parents are Curtis and Candace Sharks. I play tennis. I am a part of student council, FFA, and I'm on the board of the Interact Club of the school. Next year I plan to go to Pitt State University and go to their Electricians Tech program and get my associates in business. I just wanted to say thank you all again for having me, and yeah.
Welcome, January students. With our returning scholarship winners, their parents, Chris Johnson with his mother, Joan Johnson. Joanne? Joan. Very good to have you. With Brecklin Carnes, Brecklin's parents, Matt and Melanie Carnes. Carnes family, glad you guys are here today. I want to thank our caterer, Kim with Timbered In, another great job by them. Yes. Diane Roberts, thank you. I didn't mean to skip over that. Yes, with Reagan. Thank you guys for being here with us today. I feel like I've been off for a couple weeks. You guys feel that way? Anyway, it's all right. And with Phyllis Udeki, Leslie Sexton is with her today. Thank you for being here with us. And then our very own intermediate past governor, Pam Crawford, is here today. She's going to make a presentation to us during the special announcements portion. And a potential member that you have met, Howie Nunley, is here today with us. So if you have any special announcements, if you will, please make your way to the stage. I've heard that Dolly Day may be making a presentation pretty quickly.
First, I want to associate myself with the eloquent remarks of Judy. I wanted to give you just a quick bit of the lighter side of Otis. He had such a great sense of humor. I went to his funeral yesterday. There was a fabulous group of Rotarians and people from Grove who were there. But as you might expect with Otis, the funeral began precisely at 2 p.m., okay? It ended at precisely 2:59 p.m. his 4 sons spoke. And the first son got up and said, "I'm John, I'm the oldest, and let's see what my dad leave as my suggestions here." He says, "Each of you will speak for no longer than 2 minutes, and each of you will mention a Bible verse. In fact, here are the 4 Bible verses you will mention." And he says, "So I'm just going to read it like my dad wrote it right here." Anyway, it was an event. It was a special thing, and Otis, of course, shined through with his governance as well as his sense of humor. And I just wanted to mention that, and also thank Judy. When we heard about Ed, of course, right on the heels of Otis, someone said to me, and I thought it was very telling, "Our small town just got a little smaller." So people like those, when you lose them, that means that the people in this room have to become larger. So that's my challenge to you today. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
So January means that Rotary comes back together again, and it also means Dolly Day. So that's why I'm up here today. We will be celebrating Dolly Day actually on 2 days this month, Dolly Days. January 16th, which is a Friday, is the day that we'll be celebrating in the community for businesses and organizations. Because her actual birthday, the 19th, is on Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day. So a lot of our businesses are closed, the banks are closed. But that will be the day that we'll celebrate in the schools. So we got 2 days coming up. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going back to our roots for Dolly Day, where we're asking businesses, organizations, schools to celebrate. If you have a business or organization and would like to, please let me know. We've already had a news release in the Grove Sun. Thank you for that. We've got administrators at the schools getting a hold of me. Thank you for that. We're going to be flooding the town. Hopefully through the chamber we'll be putting something out. We'll have something on our website. And just let me know if you know of celebrations, because I'll try and get maybe some photographers or some people there to help share the information. Also on your table, in January we always partner with the Boom to do trivia for raising funds for Dolly Day. This year the Boom is closed. So they're so gracious. The owners of the Drift are still going to do a fundraiser for us. On your table you'll see coupons. If you go eat on a Tuesday, Tuesdays only, take your coupon because they want to attach it to your check. And they will give 10% to Grove Rotary, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. That's really generous of them. And by the way, we were in there eating already this year to see their new remodel. And they already have table tents on the tables where you can click on the QR code and donate directly to Imagination Library all month. So holy cow. So thank you to them, and please grab one of these. If you don't get one, let me know. I'll make sure you get one. And go on Tuesday and celebrate Imagination Library. Thank you.
Oh, my timing's bad. I hate following her. Listen, Judy and I did go to Otis's service yesterday. I have a flyer here. If you'd like to see it, come to the table.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
One additional thing that we're doing in the committee from the heart is recognizing those that have been in our Rotary group for many, many years. And so I'd like to introduce Tom White. You don't have to come up, you can stand up. Can you do that? We're going to do the recognitions once a month. And Tom has been a Rotarian for 30 years. And the second person is, I don't see him, Leonard Miller. He has been a Rotarian for 56 years. So we thank them for their service, and we just appreciate them so much. Thank you.
Kim Crawford, I'm your past district governor from a couple of years ago. I realized as I was heading over here this morning, I put in the email, I was bringing you something related to the Rotary citation, and I went, uh-oh, that's not what I'm bringing. I'm bringing an End Polio Now certificate instead of a citation, which for me is even more exciting because that is my Rotary moment from about 10 years ago. Supporting what we're trying to do to end polio is critical. Last year was the 40th anniversary of what Rotary is trying to do for the children of this world so that this disease is eradicated. The numbers are better for 2025 than they were for 2024. In 2024, there were 99 cases of the wild polio virus. For 2025, it was down to 39, which is a step in the right direction. So, when you give to polio, whether you give it individually or you give it as a club, those dollars are still matched by the Gates Foundation on a 2-to-1 basis. And so, to receive this certificate, this club had to have given at least $1,500 last year, at least. I did not look up what you gave last year, I should have. And when you put the match, that's $4,500. Right now, to get a virus into Afghanistan or Pakistan, they are estimating it costs $3 per vaccine. Therefore, that means you help at least 1,500 children with this particular gift during the last fiscal year for Rotary. So my congratulations to you and everybody that was involved in trying to raise the funds or gave for that, and getting really used to people coming with funds. So.
And now, Phyllis, if you will, if you will come forward on the return of scholarships, please.
I wasn't sure what you were going to ask me. Okay, I know, it's always risky when you're here. This is one of our favorite programs every year. We bring back some of our scholars to update us on how their experience is going. And we want them to be brutally honest and tell us how it's really going. How many times you've changed your major, any adventures you've had along the way, and hopefully you're also learning some professional skills and knowledge as you are participating, but we know there's a lot more going to college than just what you learn in the classroom. So, today we have 2 returning scholars who are on current scholarships from this past spring, and then we have one who is coming back for 2 years ago to update us on some very exciting honor that she received. So let me bring up, first of all, going in alphabetical order, Brecklin Carnes. Brecklin is at OU, and she is in the President's Leadership Council, and I am absolutely sure you have some fabulous news to share with us, Brecklin. Thank you for being here.
Hi everyone, my name is Brecklin Collins, and firstly I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me back here today. It's so good to see all of your smiling faces. I missed you a lot while in Norman. I am a freshman at the University of Oklahoma, majoring in chemical biosciences on the pre-medical track. This semester has already taught me so much, and it's been amazing. I'm currently a member of the Presidential Leadership class, where each week we have different professionals from on and around campus come and speak to us. Most recently, we had the creator of Google Gemini come and talk to us, and we had an exclusive meeting with the OU Women's Gymnastics team that got to watch the new facility. So this organization is all about fostering community, developing leadership skills, and networking, and I've gotten to meet so many great people through it, and it's one of my favorite parts of being in OU. I'm also involved in the Pre-Medical Professions Club, where every month we have different medical schools and medical professionals come and speak to us and tell us the do's and don'ts of medicine, what we should be doing, and why they think we should continue to pursue that career, and it's very insightful for someone who's going through it for the first time, and I really love it. Similarly, I'm involved in an organization that's called Global Brigades, and it's a network of OU students who travel to various international communities in need, and they provide free health care for all the citizens there. I'm not able to go on the trip this summer, but next summer they're doing a trip to Greece to help refugees, and I've already started my application for that, so it's very exciting. And then my last two pieces of involvement are at the community-wide and campus food pantry. That's something that I didn't realize was such a big issue in Norman, but since getting there, seeing food insecurity and how big of an issue it is, I've been so honored to get to serve over 30 hours in both of those food pantries. So it's been an amazing time. It's been a challenge, but it's been incredibly rewarding. And I just want to thank you all again so much for investing in me and in my education and allowing me this opportunity to pursue my goals and my dreams at an amazing university. So thank you so much, and Boomer!
And we'll call each of you back up here as a group at the very end, because I know that the Rotarians will want to ask you some very important questions. They want to probe further your experiences. Okay, so next we have Chris Johnson. Chris is at Oklahoma State University, and he was telling me something that I thought was just fascinating early on. You won't be fascinated, but I was. He said he developed a new minor for himself because he didn't think he was getting enough math. Who does that?
All right, hey guys, my name is Christopher Johnson. I'm a freshman at Oklahoma State University right now. Majoring in finance and then a minor in actuarial sciences. I got there and I realized that I really missed doing math after having math for my whole life. And so I added a minor in actuarial sciences where I'll be able to take a couple calculus classes and some statistics to add into my course load over the next couple semesters. My first semester went pretty well. I met lots of new people, got involved in a lot of things, and finished with a 4.0, which was my goal. Really the only two bad things was watching OSU football this past fall. And then in October, a pipe burst in my dorm, and my dorm got flooded, so we all got moved out temporarily. But we got a new football coach, and I get to move back into my dorm Friday, so things are looking up. During my first semester, I was involved in our President's Leadership Council, where our class is every Tuesday, and we just try and build on our current leadership skills to continue to foster that growth. And I'm also a member of First Year Representative Council, which is like a freshman branch of our student government. So we just kind of learn how the student government works at Oklahoma State there. This upcoming semester, I'm pretty excited. I'll be conducting my research for this semester. It'll be I'm testing to see what factors influence people of different generations to invest in the stock market. So I'll be conducting that research, and then I'll be presenting in April at the symposium there at OSU. And then also in February, I'll be going with the Spear Scholar Leaders to BOK Financial to meet with all of their upper level management, kind of understand what they do there, and then we have a little networking session at the end of it. So I'll get to see a different side of things, which will be good. I'd like to thank you guys for having me back here and awarding me the scholarship. It was very beneficial. With the scholarship money, I was able to buy an iPad and a MacBook, which has made it really easy for me to take notes for my classes and keep everything accessible for me and all in one spot. And so it's worked really well and helped me get acclimated to life as a college student. So thank you guys.
You might not know this, Chris's mother happens to be the math teacher at Grove High School, so it kind of runs in the family, which is why you heard the woohoo from a while ago. Anyway, thank you, Chris. We'll have you back up in a minute. Okay, so our third returning scholar, Reagan Roberts. Come on up, Reagan. Reagan was honored this past summer after she completed her freshman year. She was selected a top 10 freshman at OSU. And not top 10%, top 10 numbers, count one like on your fingers or toes, whatever you need. Anyway, she was top 10, and there were about, what, 5,300 freshmen? So from Grove, Oklahoma, this is pretty big deal. So I asked her if she would come back and talk about her experience and also relate what she may have learned, because the award is based not just on your academic achievement, but also on your leadership experiences as well as philanthropy. So I think it's a very important balance across three important criteria to get this award. So we're very proud of you, Reagan. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Reagan. I'm a sophomore at OSU.
economics on the pre-dental track. So I'm just so excited to be back because I feel like I've been a part of this organization since I was a junior in high school. I've gone to make so many relationships with each and every one of you, and I think that's something that's kind of carried over in my college experience, is just prioritizing my ability to make relationships with those around me rather than kind of chasing, achievements and things like that. And I think that's helped me so much to take away from my ultimate college experience, which has just been so filled with leadership opportunities and academic opportunities, and have just kind of shaped me into what I believe is a really well-rounded student and who's able to kind of take on different tasks around campus. But kind of what Phyllis was saying, this award that I got is definitely a reflection of the things that I have learned through this organization, being a member of the Grove community most of my life. I moved here my freshman year of high school and from a super small town, and so being able to join a little bit bigger of a community that, not huge, but bigger of a community that has such a great, has just an amazing sense of friendship, and I think the camaraderie among you guys is something that I really admire and have been able to take forward with me. But on the aspect, I'll give you guys a little bit of a recap of what I did to kind of get to that point and then bring it back to Rotary, because I think that was something that really allowed me to achieve this. But I was part of what Chris was saying, I was a part of the First Year Representatives Council as well, which is 60 freshmen who are in the Student Government Organization, or Student Government Association, and then going into my sophomore year, I was able to interview and become the facilitator for it, so I get to see Chris every week, and we get to have different presentations from the university president and Oklahoma Intercollegiate Legislature and Duke Moxon and things like that. So it's been really cool to gain that kind of perspective on the more legislative side of things that Oklahoma State has to offer, which is something I'm also super interested in. I'm a member of a Panhellenic sorority at OSU's campus, where I've gotten a bunch of different leadership opportunities through that, and I'm super excited that next semester I'll be able to be president of it, and that's an organization of over 238 women who have given back so much to me, and I'm just excited to carry over everything I've learned to them and be able to serve them in that way. I was also a part of the President's Leadership Council and the Freshman Research Scholars Program, where I did research over vegetarianism and its effects on the human metabolic rate. And I'm excited to say that that study is actually in the works of being published, so we'll see if that happens. It has to go through log review, so it'll be a while, but that was really exciting. I was also a member of Cowboython, which is a campus initiative to raise money for the Children's Health Foundation in Oklahoma City, where we were able to raise $60,000 and finish off the Nikki Ward that they're building on their campus. And then how that really ties back into Rotary, one question that I was asked in my interview process for Top 10 Freshmen, because we have to go through a bunch of different interviews. The hardest question I think I've ever been asked in an interview is, after I think it was 4 interviews I had to do, on the 4th one, the very last question I was asked was, why do you deserve to be a top 10 freshman compared to other applicants that have applied? Which in my opinion is a really hard question to answer in a humble way, and also just to come up with an answer to. But the first thing that came to mind, I think, was, I believe that I had a very unique perspective going into all of the opportunities that I had on campus, just because I knew, coming from a small town where not a lot of people were given the opportunities that I was, to go to a larger university with so many opportunities, and knowing that I had so many people behind me and supporting me. I even mentioned Rotary as the primary example of that, kind of a group of people that I was able to grow up with throughout high school and make relationships with and then stay in contact with after graduation. Something that was so amazing, it gave me the unique perspective to kind of go forward with all of the initiatives and things that I wanted to do on campus and put my full effort into them and actually work to take something away from it rather than just go through the motions and join something as a resume booster. So I really wanted to thank you guys for giving me that unique perspective, and I can confidently say that I've been able to take a lot of it away from my college experience, academically, leadership-wise, and also just professional skills. So I'm just really grateful to all of you guys for continuing to foster my upbringing in a way and fund my education so that I have these opportunities. So thank you all so much.
You are president of Cal Week, and you earned a record amount, you raised a record amount of money during Cal Week last year. How much did you raise?
$160,000, I think. It's been 2 years, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, you're too young to forget that. I can
It was a phenomenal amount of money that her leadership, along with the cooperation from everyone else in our high school, they did a great job. So now it's time to do some questions. So have you changed your major, Chris? You have not?
No.
You've not, okay. Did you change your major?
Ma'am.
That's unusual. Have you changed yours?
Yes.
Well, 1 out of 3. I mean, so tell us what you started out in and why you changed.
Well, I started out as a political science pre-law major, and then after a week of classes, I was like, no, I don't enjoy this, so I decided to change back to my original plan, which is in the dental field. So now I originally switched to physiology pre-dental, and then I switched to economics pre-dental because I had some hours I wanted to fill, so I could stay at school a little longer because I was on the plan to graduate early. And it also just kind of gives me different skills that I need to run my own practice one day rather than just the dental aspect of it.
So we always do this every year. We're pretending this is a room full of high school students. Sometimes they behave kind of like high school students do. So what advice would you give them about doing the right things in high school to be successful after high school?
I would say to be successful after high school, in high school, just do a lot of things and stay really busy and try a lot of things. Because I feel like if you're busy in high school, you have a lot more room for error and a lot more support systems. Usually your family's there and you know a lot more people. So if you make your mistakes, it's not as big a deal. But at college, you're paying for school and all the people you know are back home. So it's really important to be able to balance your time and understand how everything works and how you're going to get all these things done. And be sure that you're not stressed under pressure too bad to where you're not able to handle those things. So I would say stay busy in high school and do a lot of things. That way you understand how to balance your time in college.
And take more math.
Kind of to tie into that, I would say the most important part in high school is just to establish good habits that will set you up for success. Because if you never learn how to study or how to interview for something or how to talk to new people, how to make connections, then as you get to college and you're thrown into a whole new environment with a lot more people, it can get a little overwhelming if you're not already used to putting yourself into uncomfortable situations.
What advice do you have?
I would definitely agree with everything they just said. It's super important to keep your end goal in the forefront of your mind, and so just knowing that everything you do and every opportunity that you chase is going to benefit you in the future, so kind of taking full advantage of those opportunities, but also not to go too fast. Or I know in high school for me, I was always constantly chasing the next thing, and I was never able to fully be present in the now and kind of take in those around me and really cultivate the relationships that were around me in that moment. So I think that's something that that students should really focus on is paying attention to the now and where they are and making sure they're making the most of that moment while also, also chasing the next thing but not moving too fast.
Okay, thank you. Now it's time for questions from the audience. Wait, Jack and then... Hold on. Okay. We have a procedure here.
Would you come back to Grove to do your work? And if so, what would it take to get you to come back to your hometown?
Each of you want each of them to answer that question?
Well, I'm planning on attending dental school after college, so I'll have another 6 years of being away, but I've made a lot of really good connections at Grove Dental, where I work right now, so I think if I just keep those relationships alive and then keeping the relationships here, then I'd love to come back one day.
I think for me, I'm definitely open to coming back to Grove at some point later on in life. I'm not necessarily set on it, but I would like to, once I get done with my school, I would like to get a taste of living in a bigger city for a little bit because I'm so used to the small town. So I would like to get a taste of living in a bigger city for a while, but once I'm more ready to settle down and just do life, I would like to come back to Grove later on.
Like Reagan, I think I have about 9 more years before I'm done, so a lot can change in that time. But I love my community. I think Grove is a really, really special place. We have a lot of great people here who are always willing to serve their community and give back, so I would love to come back, and if not specifically here, somewhere very close by.
Well, we've heard about you guys studying Do you have any fun? If so, what is it?
Yes, I love college. It's very fun. There's so much to do. I'm a really big people person, so when I'm not doing something academic or leadership-wise, then I'm usually just going and doing things with my friends, and that's what I love about, especially being in sorority specifically. I live in-house, so there's no shortage of people to just go knock on the door and be like, let's go do this, let's go do that, and if the first one doesn't answer, I just go to the next one. So, yes, there's so much to do, and I'm really taking advantage of all the fun things that college has to offer.
For me, it was probably, I like sports, even though OSU sucked at football. I still had fun when I went. So sports has always been kind of my thing. I'm really looking forward to like basketball and wrestling, because we're actually good at those sports, and so I think that should be fun for the winter time. But that's been how I've had my fun, was going to sports and watching sports. Even watching sports with my buddies. We'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something and watch NFL. It's been a good time.
I can agree with Chris on that one. I loved watching OU football. It was really fun. Wish we would have gotten a little bit farther in the playoffs, but that's okay. I won't complain too much. But I love going on to the different sporting events. I'm looking forward to going to some gymnastics. And then even myself playing, they have a lot more sports there. So I've been trying pickleball, volleyball. I thought about doing badminton, we'll see. But I enjoy getting active and kind of exploring the new parts of Norman.
Next question.
Talk to us about how prepared did you feel for college? Did you feel academically prepared? Coming from a small town, you mentioned it a little bit. Talk about academics, and then also just in general, going from a small town, did you feel prepared to go to a major university?
Well, before going to college, I always used to tell my parents this, is that I was worried that I was going to be small town smart, and that it was going to be incredibly difficult, and I was just going to feel like the smallish vista of the sea. But I've been pleasantly surprised. I feel like Grove did a great job of developing good academic habits, and so I've done pretty well this semester. I'm very pleased, and I even used Mrs. Tharp's chemistry notes for my chemistry class now. So it's definitely applicable to everything that we're doing now, and I've been pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd agree with Brecklin. I felt pretty academically prepared coming from Grove, going to OSU, and similarly, I'm going to bring my mom's calculus notes for this upcoming semester when I take Calc 2. So that part has been really good. My preparedness, I will say I was very used to Grove, where I knew all the teachers and I knew all the faculty, and I was used to that, so it was a different thing for me having to kind of rebuild those connections with teachers and understand how it works at OSU as a teacher-student relationship. That was definitely something that I had to get acclimated to, but otherwise I felt very prepared.
How about you? I would agree. I would say I was very prepared going to college, but I will say something that I was actually talking to Mr. Kurtz, our high school principal, about recently was I think we're all equally prepared, and something that I've noticed going into college is that even my friends, most of my friends are from Dallas or Oklahoma City, and I think I'm on the same level of preparedness as them, honestly, if not more, because I think that it's the small town community that kind of pushed me to do more. And so really it's not all about the academic preparedness, which obviously that's a very big part of it, but it's also about the drive and the initiative you have behind everything you're doing. So I think the aspect of, was I prepared to kind of face like the rigor of college? I was, yes, because I've been pushed so much in high school. So that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Sheree.
Chris, were you in that rowdy impromptu section of the football game?
I was actually under the stadium talking to my buddies at the time. But my dad was there and my stepbrother was there, and so he was like, yeah, no one wants to go to the student section. So I walk out there and I go down right by the field because the stadium's empty, and I'm like, yeah, let's get right by the field. And they're like, no, he wants to be up here. I'm like, why would you want to be up higher in the stadium? And I turned around and there was a wall of shirtless people there. So I did go join afterwards with my little brother, but I wasn't in the initial one.
Okay. So do the December or January students of the month have any questions for the scholarship recipients?
Great idea.
No pressure. Says Terry Weather.
They're noticing the bar's pretty high.
Kennedy, do you have any questions for them? No?
What about tips on getting scholarships?
I would say the biggest thing is just to apply for everything. applying. You don't know what you'll get. You don't know how many people are applying. So just put yourself out there and be yourself. And you never know where it'll go. So just be confident and believe in yourself, and it'll take you really far.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even if you barely qualify or you don't know if you're qualified, just go ahead and submit the application because the worst thing they're going to do is say no. And then when it comes to like interviews, I would just try, which I mean, it's kind of not necessarily easy to do, but just try and be chill and like just have a conversation and try not to be too rehearsed. Like it's okay if it's more of a conversational talk and you stumble over your words, but I feel like that's more natural than trying to worry about being perfectly rehearsed, down the line.
I think it's really important to not, sometimes I would look at scholarships and I'd be like, oh, I'm not qualified for this, but give yourself more credit than you are. At least for me, that's what I experienced, was thinking I would get something and just not applying for it. But you really don't know what you're going to get if you just try. You might be the only person applying for a scholarship, or you might actually be the best candidate. You never know. And one thing I did at one point, I think I just started Googling every single characteristic about myself because there are such niche scholarships out there. So just saying, scholarships for women in Oklahoma, things like that. There's so many things you can find, so really just diving deep and trying to find all the different opportunities that are out there because there's so many that would surprise you.
Now we'll go next level. Parents of the Students of the Month. Do you have any questions for this group, for this panel? No? Okay. It's time.
Russell has a question. Oh, we got a parent. We'll get back to you, John.
I'm wondering about the adjustment to classroom size. Did you have enormous classrooms, and what about your professors? Were they pretty good or pretty awful?
The classroom size was definitely, I think, shocking to me because you hear, you're going to be in classes with 150, 200 people, sometimes 300. And so walking into the first one, I think I had like an out-of-body experience, just seeing how many people were in there. But one thing I know specifically at OSU, and I'm sure this is the same everywhere else, but as like hold office hours, you can actually go in and introduce yourself and ask them questions one-on-one. So you still can have the professor-student relationship that you kind of had in high school. It definitely won't be as close just because it's a much smaller scale in high school, but you're definitely able to make those personal connections with your professors. And then I think if you ever maybe need anything like, hey, can I have extra credit on this thing? What have you. There's a lot of different opportunities to succeed in that way. Want to add anything?
Yeah, the class sizes were really weird for me because I was so used to, everybody in your class, you guys talk before class, during class, after class, all the things. But what was weird for me was you just kind of walk in your class, like certain classes when there's 150 people, you walk in and you sit there, you do your class, and then you leave because sometimes you don't know anybody in there. It was weird for me because I'm just used to knowing everybody in Grove because it's such a small town, so it was definitely something to get acclimated to.
My very first day of class, the first class I had to go to was chemistry, and I walk in those auditorium doors and people were starting to sit in the hallway, like the aisles, because there's so many people. We took attendance and there was 450 people in my chemistry class. But that being said, that was my biggest class. There's a large variety. I'm also a member of the Honors College, and so those classes are a lot more intimate. So I had a science class that had 15 people in it. So you kind of get both sides of the spectrum, depending on which class it is.
How many dropped that class before the end of the semester?
The very last day of class, only 200 people showed up. So we lost out half.
I was just...
I actually just had another tip that I usually tell my students when they're filling out scholarship applications. And I don't have Trey or Xander, so I'm doing this for you guys right now because the other two will hear it at some point. And that is just to be you, and don't be afraid to tell your story when you're writing those applications. Be willing to go ahead and tell them the hardships that you've had, or be willing to tell them the positive things that happened to you. Be willing to brag on yourself too. Like, this is your chance to present yourself to people on a panel who don't know anything except for what you're putting on that paper.
Okay, this is a real important one for future students, maybe people coming to visit you. Have you found your to die for food joint? What do you like to go off and eat that brings you comfort?
Norman has an all-you-can-eat Chick-fil-A in the dining hall. and it's amazing. But off of campus, there's a really, really good pizza place called Pryor's, and if I'm willing to spend my own money, that's probably good.
Yeah, I think for me, I get a reprieve from the dining hall every now and then, and usually when I do, I go to Slim Chickens because I can get 7 chicken strips and a big bag of fries for, $13, and so I finally get filled up and I don't have to pay too much, so that's usually my idea.
I'm off of my meal plan this year since I'm a sophomore, so that's been a really interesting adjustment. But I really enjoy Hatch. It's like this brunch place, and they have really good bagels. So.
Okay, last question. Parents of the winners, do you have any questions for your students?
What's been the biggest challenge?
I think in the beginning of college was my first 8 weeks were probably just the biggest challenge overall because you're adjusting to so much. Everything gets thrown at you at once. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose. Like everything is new. You don't have your parents. And I think there's so many moments where I was like, this is not worth it. I should change my major to something insanely easy. But I think understanding that kind of brought the understanding that things are going to be hard in life and like struggle is a given if you want to succeed in the way. So I think just understanding that the struggle is okay and the struggle is a good thing was a big learning curve for me, but just getting over those initial fears and adjustments that come with college and kind of becoming an adult.
I think my biggest struggle has just been the acclimation process from high school to college, because high school, used to my mom cooking for me, I'm used to, all those things, and so I had to figure out, how to eat for myself, and then,
Laundry.
yeah, I gotta do my own laundry, that's true. But no, it's just been the acclimation process from high school to college, and figuring out how everything works, and figuring out how to stay busy, because I was so used to in high school, you go to class for 7 hours a day, you go to practice for 2 hours after that, you do homework for an hour, and then you chill for 3 hours, and then you go to bed. But college, you go to class for 3 hours, you do a little bit of homework. There's a lot more free time on my hands than I'm really used to, and so it's been figuring out how to fill that free time and stay busy doing things that I enjoy.
I would say that my biggest challenge was just learning to put myself out there again and to be okay with failing or stumbling a little bit, because that's just all part of the journey and it's just going to make you better as you move on.
Thank you very, very much. We're so proud of you. To the club members, this is an example of why we do what we do in raising money and putting money in the blue buckets and having fundraisers. For your information, in case you've forgotten, we currently have 12 college students on scholarships. They're $2,000 per year. And then we also have 4 vocational scholarships that we award every year. So it goes to a good cause, and we wish we could earn more money to give even more scholarships. So keep up the good work, Rotarians. Thank you very much. Thank you, kids, for coming. Young people, I should say.
And the majority of those students also come and help us. Lobster Fest, Brecklin, when Brecklin was in high school, she was a cheerleader. They were bringing people in, seating them, helping. And then they would come back and give their speeches at Lobster Fest for what they were doing. It was so exciting to see that those monies that we and they have helped raise go back into our community for these young people. So, all right. We made it the first one of the new year. That's good. Next week's program is the coordinator with the National Weather Service that will be joining us to speak. I'd like to thank Timberdin. She's already gone. Kim does a great job. All of our guests, all of our parents, our returning winners, our new potential members coming. Yay. We're stacking the blue chairs 8 high and putting out 7 up. So if you will stand with me, we will adjourn with our 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it true?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And is it fun?
Nice work, Brett. Hey, have you ever been to the Winston restaurant?